Hello friends, welcome to Life Class with Ayum. It's so great to be with you today, so thank you so much for joining me. This is my Pain Your Game Ministries, and this is that place where we learn those practical things that can bring comfort and hope to our life. So I'm so excited that you have joined me. And happy new month. I can't believe it's the 1st of May 2021 already. God is good, God is faithful. We thank God for bringing us this far. In this month, I'm going to be speaking on empathy. Empathy. Have you ever gone through a painful experience and you have a Christian brother or sister visit you? 9 out of 10, they are likely to just give you a solution or encourage you based on a Bible character or based on one Bible verse. There is nothing wrong with this, but my challenge is when we begin to give advice when we don't even know what the real issue is. Many years ago, in a church that I was attending then, a man lost his wife, and a group of us went to pay a condolence visit to this man. And when we were seated and there was quietness for some time, the leader of our group broke the silence and he began to encourage the man using the example of Job in the Bible, how Job suffered so many tragedies. And before he went far into his story, the man interrupted him. We were actually shocked at his reaction because he interjected our leader and said, "Am I Job? Why is it that everybody that comes here keep telling me about Job? There's only one Job in the Bible. Nobody should tell me about Job anymore." And at that, we all shocked and we all kept quiet, and we didn't really have anything much to say to the man again until we left. And that experience got me thinking, why did this man react this way? We came to pay him a condolence visit, but rather than our visit being appreciated, it irritated him. And it made me to begin to think, can we be more empathetic? Can we be more empathetic? I believe this man reacted this way because he felt that we did not feel his pain. We did not understand what he was going through. And that is why we had a one character fix all remedy for him. That is the character of Job. Because many times when we are going through tragedy in our life, especially as Christians, the one person everybody will remind you about is how Job suffered in the Bible. And like I said earlier on, there is nothing wrong with that. But we need to be able to get to the root of the matter and know where the person is and try to imagine what the person is going through before we give our solutions. If you visit a doctor, he does not just begin to prescribe for you. Imagine visiting a doctor's office, and as soon as the doctor sees you and he looks at you and says, "Okay, I'm sure you need chloroquine. I'm sure you need this." And he begins to prescribe. You'll be wondering, is this doctor all right? Does this doctor deserve to practice? So a doctor will ask you questions, run tests before they come up with a prescription. Even if you meet a lawyer, before they represent you, they will ask questions. They want to get to the root of the matter before they also represent you. Why is it that as Christians, or as you may not be a Christian watching this, but why is it that we many times don't get to the root of a matter before we begin to prescribe solutions? I'm going to take a short break, and when I come back, I'm going to tell you more about empathy so that we can understand what empathy means. So don't go away because I'll be back shortly.
Are you going through a traumatic experience? Does all hope seem lost? Are you wondering if you'll ever smile again? Then these books are for you. He Gave Me Comfort by A.M. Edgar and Through the Storm by A.M. Edgar. These books are available in both paperback and Kindle version on Amazon.com and Amazon.co.uk. Also available in electronic version on AcadaBooks.com. So take heart, because these books will restore your hope, and yes, you will smile again.
Welcome back. We're talking about cultivating empathy. So what is empathy? Empathy is the ability to sense other people's emotions. the ability to sense other people's emotions. So when somebody is not happy, you are able to sense it, and then you are now able to like relate accordingly based on what you sense. And as well as sensing the emotion, it's also the ability to imagine what someone else may be thinking or feeling. When you are able to imagine what somebody may be thinking, what they may be feeling, that is empathy. So somebody is going through a challenging time. You may not have gone through that experience yourself, but you begin to imagine, what could this person be going through? What could they be feeling right now? And then you now want to relate with them based on the imagination that you have had. So to simply put it, empathy is just the ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes. It's the ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes and feel what they are feeling. I know that empathy can be very difficult for us to display if we have not gone through a situation that somebody is going through. But if as human beings, we imagine the worst season of our life, we imagine the most painful experience that we had and the effect it had on us, I think when we are trying to be empathetic, we can also imagine how we felt and how these people may be feeling now. Their experience may not be exactly the same as ours, but if I imagined what I felt when I lost a child, then when somebody is going through pain or any kind of loss, I can imagine what that person is going through. I can imagine what the person may be feeling. So empathy is that position where you don't just feel sorry for somebody going through a tragedy or a painful experience, but you now go a step further to put yourself in the person's shoes, imagining and feeling what they may be feeling. Empathy is different from sympathy. Sympathy is when you feel sorry for somebody. Somebody is going through a situation and you say, oh, poor her. Oh, you just feel sorry for the person. That is sympathy. But empathy is a higher level of relation. It's a higher level of identifying with somebody than sympathy, because in empathy you don't just feel sorry, but you imagine what the person is going through. You put yourself in that position, and then you now begin to relate with the person based on how you will love to be related with if you were the one feeling the same thing. So when we feel empathy, it makes us to go ahead and take the right action. It makes us to go ahead to know how to relate with people the way we should relate with them. And one thing that research have made us known is that empathy is not even limited to humans alone. Empathy is not limited to human alone. And I find that quite interesting, that even in animals, it has been researched and proved that animals also display empathy. A research was carried out by a research psychologist known as Katrin Waxler. And in that research, she told family members to pretend to be going through a difficult time and cry or display some kind of emotion. They should cry, they should sob, they should do as if they are choking. And then they want to see how young children will react. And they found that children reacted emotionally when they saw their parents going through that kind of painful experience. They reacted immediately because they could, as if they were able to sense that pain and react accordingly. And then they also realized that pets also reacted in the same way. For instance, now a cat will come when they see the owner trying, maybe sobbing or choking, they come around, hovering around, and sometimes they want to put their heads on their owner's lap just to offer some form of comfort and to make them understand that they know what they are going through. And the same research also showed that even monkeys refuse to pull a chain that will bring food to them when they realize that pulling this chain created distress or shock to their companion. What that means is that these monkeys were willing to starve themselves to death because they were not willing to distress their companion. And what does that tell us? This tells us that even non-humans shows empathy. Even non-humans have the ability to display empathy, and they actually go ahead and display it. So my question to you is that if non-humans, if monkeys, if cats, if dogs can show empathy to their owner, to those around them, how much more we human beings? So I want to let you know that we can all be empathetic. We can all be empathetic. And I believe it's high time we begin to be empathetic. It's high time we begin to learn to show empathy. That is the way to connect with somebody when they are going through a difficult time. Are you wondering, oh, this person is going through a difficult time and they don't seem to appreciate everything I'm doing? It means that you have not shown empathy. Yes, when you truly show empathy, you will connect with somebody that is going through a difficult time. I'm going to stop here for now, and next week I'm still going to continue on this subject on empathy. So make sure you don't miss the video. And I'm going to leave us with a quote before I go. The quote says, "Resolve to be tender with the young, compassionate with the aged, sympathetic with the striving, and tolerant with the weak and strong. Sometime in your life, you will have been all of this." This quote has been attributed to so many people, so I don't know who the real author is. Some people have attributed it to George Washington, others have attributed it to Gautama Buddha. But whoever the author is, I think this quote is a tremendous one that we need to really take to heart, meditate on, and make sure that we are to people what we want people to be to us. He said, "Resolve to be tender with the young, compassionate with the aged, sympathetic with the striving, and tolerant with the weak and strong. Sometime in your life, you would have been all this." So thank you so much, viewers, for joining me. And if you've not liked my page on Facebook or subscribed to my YouTube channel, My Pain Your Game Ministries, please do so right now so that anytime we upload a new video, you'll be notified. And I also want to remind you of the live chat with Ayum program I hold the last Saturday of every month. And for this month, it will be happening on the 29th of May, 1 p.m. UK time. We'll be streaming live for our Facebook page, My Pain Your Game Ministries. So please put it in your diary and plan to join us. And if this video has blessed you, don't forget to like and share. God bless you, and I'll see you at the same time next week for another session of live class with AU.